Voter suppression laws designed to prevent the least advantaged citizens from the ballot box is as old as this republic.
So with that in mind, New York Congressman Dan Goldman announced his very first bill, the Early Voting Act. It would require 14 days of early in-person voting. Keep in mind, some relatively progressive states like New York and New Jersey currently have just 9 days. As New York NAACP President Hazel Dukes puts it,
I have looked at Mississippi and Alabama, but we got to look in our own backyard here in New York State.
But focusing on that voter disenfranchisement more commonly seen in the South, Goldman's bill would also aim to make polling places more accessible. It would require them, when possible, to be near public transportation and on college campuses, plus seek to bring more early voting to rural areas. Finally, the Early Voting Act would require ballots cast early to be pre-counted. The congressman says former President Trump and his allies have used the uncertainty of election night counting to undermine democracy.
And we cannot have a vacuum awaiting results that is filled by extremists peddling conspiracy theories.
Speaking inside the National Action Network's House of Justice, Goldman and Reverend Al Sharpton framed this as straightforward voting expansion. They say it's inherently bipartisan and should get at least some support from some Republicans. The GOP has pushed back against more expansive efforts in previous years that have included reforming the role of money in politics, tightening federal ethics rules, no-excuse mail-in voting, and automatic voter registration.
It's not a setup that will help just one party. It's a setup that would assure equal access and even access and accountability to everyone.
I do hope that we will find allies across the aisle. As the Reverend said, this is not a partisan bill.